Disclaimer. Everything in this story is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please do not try to recreate anything you hear from the story. This video follows all of YouTube guidelines and regulations. Viewer's description is advised. What's good, y'all? I hope everyone's having an amazing day. If not, it's okay, because everyone goes through tough times, but they never last forever. So keep your head up and continue to push out the best version of yourself and chase your dreams. Today's video is going to be a bit different. I got a story for you guys about the first time that I ever smoked weed, which I actually didn't get high from at all. And the first time I actually got super stoned, funny enough, it happened right at school. Now, before I get into the story, I just want to say that I really appreciate every single one of you guys for watching my videos, honestly. I see the love, I see the encouragement, and it really does mean a lot to me. I also love replying to your comments, suggestions, and feedback, so feel free to drop any suggestions or anything like that in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so boom. First time that I ever smoked weed at all, I didn't even get high. I was just like out there wasting lungs and secondhand oxygen, honestly. This takes place probably in like the 9th or 10th grade. I honestly don't remember which one it was, but maybe 9th or 10th grade, rocking graphic tees with Marvel characters on them and the kind of misplaced confidence you have before you know what credit card debt feels like. My friends knew the guy, you know, the guy, right? The cool stoner with mysterious stories, infinite lighters, and a bedroom that probably smells like hot Cheetos and some side quests. Basically, the Mr. Miyagi of weed, you know. Me and the three homies, I remember we'd link up with him like after school on a Friday, because we all went to the same school, right? But we just kind of knew him as like, you know, a stoner guy. Which honestly already felt illegal because, bro, in high school, literally existed in a group like after 3 p.m. is basically a crime. Like, you know what I'm saying? They see you out there, they probably think you about to go do some hood rat shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Now, my drug education came from Dare. And I don't know if you guys heard of Dare, but Dare was basically just this company going around teaching kids across various schools to, you know, basically just stay away from drugs. Honestly, I didn't learn much. According to them, if you so as much as look at weed, you'd wake up in a cell with a guy named Knuckles who wants to teach you how to sleep with your eyes open. My friends, however, like, they weren't criminals at all. They were just like a bunch of funny comedic dudes who just ate a lot of snacks and made a lot of jokes. You know, they were just a bunch of fun guys, and I never seen them as anything else. We pull up to the sensei's house, let's call him. Now, we pull up to the stoner guy's house, and he's already outside, you know, with another guy, puffing on, bro. I swear to God, this was like an R2-D2's broken, like, it was like a pipe just made out of aluminum. It was crazy. But side note, this is exactly what you want to see when you're about to inhale something into your lungs for the first time. We dab the homie up, and inside the room we go. The room is darker than my sense of humor. Mattress on the floor, 2 fans going full hurricane mode. Then he says, alright, we smoking in the closet, one at a time. Oh, okay. Closet weed. That's new. Nothing says trust me like a blanket over a doorway and the faint smell of body axe spray mixed with mystery. Anyways, 2 of the homies have smoked before with this guy before as well. So they go first, while me and the other homie who hasn't smoked before, we kind of just chilling in the back, kind of just looking at the borderline homosexual posters this guy had up. Nah, but seriously, some of the posters this guy had up, it just looks so weird. One at a time, the 2 homies go in and, you know, go in the closet, they come back out with a smile on their faces, you know. And at this time, it's kind of like a renowned thing that, like, if you was coughing like a lot after a hit, you was kind of like a bitch, basically. It's kind of stupid, honestly. It's kind of dumb, but bro, if you have smoke in your fucking lungs, you're gonna cough, right? It's dumb. Anyways, my turn comes up and I step in. He pulls out the good old Gatorade bong with battle scars, bro. Like, this thing didn't survive the war. It fucking lost. You know, like I'm thinking, is this for smoking weed, bro, or like fucking making meth in a post-apocalyptic science fair? This is crazy as hell. He teaches me how to hit it, whatever, and I get it. So I take the rip for the first time ever out of this dirty ass Gatorade bottle. Keep in mind, two of the homies just hit it before I did, but this thing is dirty as fuck. This stoner guy has probably already been smoking this for I don't know how long. I don't know if he changed the water. He definitely didn't clean this, before I took the hit. But I'm having none of those thoughts right now. I'm honestly just enjoying it as a kid, which is how you usually enjoy things when you are younger, which is fun. I feel like as kids, that's kind of the funnest part. You just don't think about it, and you just enjoy it. Anyways, I take the rip out of this bong, a dirty ass Gatorade bong, and I just start coughing my lungs out, like my lungs were downloading Windows XP. It's crazy. And then all I hear is like laughter in the back, like this guy's a bitch, like fucking just not concerned at all. Not like a you good bro, just pure audience laugh. It was crazy. The last homie doesn't even want to hit, so we kind of just chill for a little bit, chat with the homie, watch whatever he got going on the TV, and then we leave later. Honestly, bro, I'm not even high at all, and we leave. I don't even know if they're high. I don't ask, but we leave and pretending we're high. At least I kind of was. Which kind of meant, it's stupid, but like sidewalk push-ups, like we were training for the Stoner Olympics to prove that we weren't even high. Spoiler alert, there are no medals, only regret and a little bit of trauma. That was it though, not a high, not even a buzz, but I still wanted to know what it was like, because this whole time I wanted to see what it was like getting high, because I've seen so many sides of it growing up, of people saying it's great, people saying it's bad, people saying it depends on how you use it, how often you're using it, but you never really know until you try it, right? Like, if you're a doctor and you're studying LSD, how can you study LSD if you haven't even tried it? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. You're studying stuff that you think you might know, but how will you know if you don't try it? Like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me. A lot of people always want to talk about weed, but they haven't even tried it. Like, hey, try it first. And then if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. It's okay. That's just the way it is. Anyways, did get high at all. Fast forward to the first time that I actually got high, though, of course, happened right at school. Just casually. Nothing crazy, because, if you're going to have a life-changing, mind-altering experience, it might as well be in a government building, surrounded by its standardized test posters and teachers looking to send you to the office for anything. My boy Marco, real good homie, who I've had a lot of my crazy stories with, which, now that I think about it, this might have been the beginning of all those crazy stories I've had. But he and I are basically in class just chatting about smoking, and I mentioned that I've smoked before, but I actually never got high before. Marco, who is still kind of new to the weed game himself, but definitely more seasoned than me, he says that he has these edible cookies that his sister got him, and he got super stoned off of them, right? And Marco says that, he has them at home, and he offers me one, and I pretty much accept immediately, right? Because I'm like, bro, I'm super down to like get high. I'm super down to just see what that feeling is like, because I've never had that experience before. I'm still not fully comprehending that if I do this at school, it probably isn't a good idea, but that thought has not crossed my mind yet. Marco then proceeds to give me the worst advice ever. He tells me that if I want this cookie to hit and actually get me stoned, I gotta make sure that I don't eat anything before it. And honestly, at this point, Marco's like a homie, so I was like, all right, bet. So I skipped dinner that night, and then I also skipped lunch the next day after, because this class actually happened after lunch. This is probably like a couple weeks after I've taken that first bong. I wouldn't even call it a bong, honestly, but I guess we'll call it the Gatorade bong, just to be respectful. It's crazy. I'm thinking about it right now, bro. That thing was so incredibly nasty. God damn. Things we're able to go through as kids, huh? If I took that today, I might have to go to the hospital for real. Anyways, class finally comes along and he hands me the cookie that he was talking about, and it's pretty much like the size of a Chips Ahoy cookie, if you guys have ever had those, but it's definitely not as soft. It's kind of hard, but it's not like super crunchy or crumbly. Anyways, though, it's in a plastic bag. I take it out. I downed the cookie pretty quickly, and I also forgot about it pretty quickly as well. Class comes to an end and we go our separate ways to our separate classes. And luckily for me, this is my last class of the day, so I don't have to worry about too much anymore, right? Wrong, because the next class starts, and as soon as I sit down, right, boom, it hits me. Motion blur. My head is moving, and there's like 3 after images after it, you know? I'm moving left and right, up and down. I'm seeing all those after images of everything. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? I haven't realized that this is like the effects of the cookie. I'm wondering like, holy shit. And my homie, you know, they start getting in the class as well. And homie in front of me, he turns and we start talking. He squints and he says, damn, Kay, you're high as fuck. And I'm laughing, I'm panicking like a guy who just realized he hit reply all, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh shit, bro, am I high? Like, is this what it is? And I don't even know what's going on. And I'm low-key kind of freaked out, but like, honestly, the whole time I'm thinking like, if this is what it's like to be high, it's not as bad as people think. Like, I low-key don't even feel like anything horrible or anything like that. I honestly just feel like kind of good almost. I felt good kind of. Like I felt almost just that euphoric state obviously, but I felt just like comfortable, at ease, just not really nervous even, you know, like, oh, the teacher might even catch me, but I'm not even nervous. I don't even care almost. Maybe that's a good or a bad thing. I don't know. But honestly, the rest of the class, I don't even remember. I know teacher came back and took attendance, but I was just so high and just so stoned. I don't even remember like the rest of the class at all. And towards the end of the class, I started having what people like to infamously call the thought loops. I start having the thought loop of, wait, hold on. Class is coming to an end soon. When class comes to an end, I have to get on the bus and then I have to go home. And then I'm thinking about, oh wait, if I get on the bus and go home, I might miss my bus stop. And then I go back to the first thought, which is class is gonna end soon. I gotta go to the bus. If I get on the bus, I might not remember my bus stop. But then back to the same 3-4 thoughts, just back and forth. And then I break the loop finally with the thought of, hold on, what if I just stay after school so I'm not as high, and then I could just get a ride home? Dang! That made perfect sense to me. And unfortunately, I had to drag one of the homies down with me. So if you're watching, Saw, I appreciate you. But anyways, yes, I asked the homie Saw. Yes, that is his name, guys. Saw, like a chainsaw. I know, man, it's crazy. Anyways, I asked Saw, I'm like, Saw, could you stay after school with me? Like, I'm super high, I'm super stoned. I'm not gonna be able to get on the bus. Could you stay after school with me? So, you know, until I level out. And Saw, being the real ass homie that he is, she says, you're dumb as fuck, Kang, but I got you. You know, the classic homie response, you know. And I'm like, all right, hell yeah. And funny enough, somehow, some reason, that same exact day that I decided to stay after school, a bunch of people were staying after school to make brownies and cookies for a bake sale the next day. And they needed extra set of hands. And of course, me and Saul are there, so they're asking us, and I guess we agree somehow. I don't even know. And sooner or later, I find myself in a kitchen with Saul and this other person they grouped us up with. And bro, this person, she could not do anything. She was so useless. But regardless, I ended up in that kitchen, and me, Saul, and this girl ended up making brownies and cookies for the bake sale. So let me get this right. Yes, I was high and stoned as hell making cookies and brownies off of a cookie. This is what you call a full circle moment, kids. This adventure does come to an end, and luckily it doesn't end on a bad one, because after that I am honestly not leveled out at all. I'm still super faded, super stoned, but at this point I know it's getting late and I know I need to get home. So I call Big Bro, and Big Bro comes to pick me up, and luckily Saul lives closer to school, so he comes with me, drops Saul off at the crib, and then we go back home. I just remember texting like Marco on the way back home, like, dog, these cookies are these cookies are insane, man. What did you put in here? Like, these sent me to the moon. Like, it was crazy. But I also remember that I didn't feel like super bad. It wasn't like a super horrible feeling. It wasn't super addicting like people were making it seem, because the next day I came to school fine. I actually didn't smoke anything for a couple weeks after that. Like, it was just a cool experience to me. So I feel like it might just be the way you view it and your perspective going into whatever, like weed, that can determine the outcome of what you think of it when you try it. That was my little story. Obviously this is probably the start of the crazy stories, because I think after this I started to smoke a lot more. Marco was actually one of the guys who got me a job, and when I started working with Marco I started to smoke a lot more, but we'll get into that story another time, guys. If there's anything that you guys could walk away from the story with, don't smoke a homemade bong that looks like it has PTSD. If you're high at school, don't try to make brownies. Nah, but honestly, your first time, whatever it is, whether it's smoking weed, whether it's first time doing anything, first time doesn't have to be perfect. To me, being high, it's about being present. It's about laughing at dumb stuff and maybe learning something tiny but important, like how weed isn't for everyone. But honestly, a lot of things aren't. But if it is for you guys, just make sure you stay hydrated, eat, and for the love of God, please do not do any sidewalk push-ups. You look like a goofball. Alright, that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single one of you. I see your comments. Like I said, I see the love, I see the support. Thank you guys so much. And I just want to leave you guys with another note that no matter what you guys are doing, no matter what position you are in your life, it is never too late to chase your dreams. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, please drop them down below. With that being said, be kind, be truthful, and be selfless. That's going to be it for me. I thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. I appreciate you guys so much. Chase your dreams or die trying. I love you guys. Peace.